Oh, all right, Micah. Well, here we are.
It's good to be here.
Good to see you again. Did I hear you guys are moving to Florida?
We are, yeah. At the time of this interview, it's January 22nd.
Yeah.
And I'll be moving on February 1st. So
oh, dang.
It's literally in a week.
Yeah.
So for the last month, I've just been we have been packing our house and selling stuff. And
man, you racking up those flight miles.
Yeah, we're going to be driving though.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So that's going to be a haul. It's going to be 2 days of driving. It's 22 hours or something, but I'm excited. Florida is just I've grown to love it a lot, especially playing golf and doing what we do. And, with me and Grant being down there together, we're going to be able to create some real special stuff. And
yeah, I'm
extremely excited.
Well, hey, we know there's a lot of change going on in your life, and we're excited to be a little bit a part of that. But it's not like we just met you. We've been kind of talking to you, even though from a distance through Instagram DMs for quite a while now.
Yeah.
I mean, you were wearing our joggers early.
So we talked about it. Grant, we messaged first, I think July.
Mm-hmm.
You were November of 2021.
Yeah.
And did we send you all the colors or just?
The first pair that you sent me was actually the original gray with the black on the back.
Right.
And I didn't wear them for a while. You sent them to me, they said in the package for a while, and then the very first it was the second professional tournament I played in. For some reason, I decided to wear them, and I ended up winning that tournament.
No way.
And so it was the first time I wore the joggers, I won a tournament, and it was just incredible. But I didn't ever shy away from wearing them. I just think that that was the time that I wore them first, and I absolutely love them because, looking back in college when I used to wear golf pants, I hated them. I hated them so much because they look so traditional. They're so baggy, and they're just. And so when I started wearing joggers, I was like, this is it. And I got a lot of hate for it at first, but people quickly realized that they're actually really cool and they fit really well. And I think when you're comfortable in what you wear, it just changes how you wear it. And so, yeah. I mean, ever since then, I've been wearing them since that day.
Well, no one was more excited to see you and Grant wear joggers than us because you guys, it moved the needle. Every time you'd post about it, we're like, all right, let's check sales today. And it moved.
Yeah.
It's kind of, for us as, so we're cousins, and I think a lot of people know that, but starting this business, we didn't have super high expectations. We kind of had realistic expectations of what might happen. Initially, just reaching out to people like you made such a big difference. So we're super grateful that you're kind of willing to, as silly as it sounds, literally just put them on and wear them, But it's funny talking about those Instagram messages. We were looking through it. I think you mentioned, at first I don't think you responded. But
no, I didn't.
It's all good. And then I think it was mostly just, where you said a lot of hearts.
It was just us hey, look good today. Just heart.
Yeah, we're just
hey man, how's it going? Heart.
Well, and I remember at one point you mentioned that you played in that tournament wearing the dark grays.
Yeah.
And Katie, I think, took some pictures that day.
Yeah.
And I feel like she might have tagged us because I think I sent her a message and I was because at this point, I was trying to send you more colors. So then I was all right, I'm gonna try a new strategy here. So then I was thanks so much. Can I use these pictures? Also, can I send you 5 more colors?
Yeah. Well, I remember because I think you had reached out to my wife Katie on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then so I won that tournament, and then 5 days later, I got this whole box of every single color of joggers, and I was this is awesome.
Yeah. Hey, I'm glad that it worked out that way.
So speaking as someone who's kind of a lightning rod to receiving internet criticism, I guess you could say. How is, comments oh, are those women's pants? My mom has the same pair of pants sort of deal. I don't know. Stuff like that, how do you overcome that? Or how do you put that out of your mind sort of deal?
I think for me, it's not necessarily putting it out of my mind. It's more about just this is what I like, and I'm very confident in who I am and what I believe in and where I want to go. And so it's recognizing that everybody has their opinion no matter what. If I wear a regular golf pant, somebody's going to say something about that too eventually. And so it's more just understanding that this is what I like, and this is what I feel comfortable in right now, and it's fun, it's new, it's innovative, and it's creative. And I think that's just for me, it's just more about like, you know, I look good and I feel comfortable in this, and so that's just it.
So
like
is this self-confidence something that you were just kind of born with, or is it something that you gained through?
I wouldn't say I was
things?
born with it, but it's something that I've, you know, just had to cultivate and develop over the years of my 28 years of living. But I mean, it's when your identity is strong and you know who you are, then what people say doesn't really have to affect you. But you know, I do recognize it because it's out there, and everyone's opinion is valid to a certain extent. But it's a matter of if I'm gonna let that dictate what you know I do in my life.
I mean, it's super cool, and I'm very interested to know, like, you don't seem like the type of guy who would be an internet influencer. You know, I've met a few of them, and you know, the personalities are usually very similar, but you seem very down to earth. So did you ever like see yourself, you know, going into this realm, or did it just kind of happen, or?
No, I never dreamed of being a YouTuber. I never really dreamed of being an influencer either. And I think that my dream was always to be a professional golfer. And I think that in college, I was like, I want to play golf for a living. I love it. So I want to figure out how to make money doing it. And at the time I thought that like playing professionally was the only way. And as you know, we got into social media, and as that started to develop, I realized that like, wow, I can have this is the best of both worlds. I can play golf and I can, you know, inspire people and do what I love all at the same time. And it's been a lot of fun, and it's actually been very challenging for me to like figure out how to kind of navigate that, my passion of saying like I do want to play professional golf, and at the same time like now having this incredible platform that I've been blessed with to be able to like influence people in the best way that I can. And so I never dreamed of being an influencer or a YouTuber, but this is better than anything that I could have imagined.
And it's interesting, you know, going back to a lot of the comments, I see people say like, you do inspire me, I want to go practice, I want to go play, just because you make it seem so like easy sometimes. So it's a cool position that you are to actually inspire people just by just doing what you love. So
I think that's just like the beauty of it, is like when anyone is just, you know, has the confidence just to get out and do something they love, like it will oftentimes allow other people to do that too. And that's my goal with all of this, is to be able to show people there's another way.
it's pretty cool, man. Cool position to be in.
Well, and we're super excited because the person that you are, the way you carry yourself, the way you golf, like everything about you really fits the brand that we're trying to create. You know?
I feel that, yeah.
So it was really a cool opportunity to do this with you, because we already had that relationship when you started wearing them, even though, you know, like we would see the comments. We wouldn't necessarily talk about it, but like I'm sure you saw the comments of people saying things. We would see them, like Jordan mentioned, we'd see it affect our sales. Like it had a real life difference in our business. So now that like it's a more official partnership, it's just so exciting because we get to do stuff like this. We get to play against you today. Like it's just so fun. And so, yeah, we really appreciate the type of person that you are, because your loyal like fan base, they really care. Like even though it's like as silly as like the clothing that you're wearing, like they actually care.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, for sure.
Even when you're wearing the 7-inch inseam shorts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the whole 7-inch inseam shorts, I don't know. Maybe people will come around to it, but the first couple times.
People are. We sell them.
They really are, yeah. But once again, it's just like, I mean, I just like the idea of just, it's a new thing. Like with a lot of the golf shorts that I have worn previously, and you know, even in like I always kind of reference college because that's where I like. But
did you play in college?
Yeah, I did for 2.5 years at a community college in Kansas City. But
cool.
Just kind of golf apparel in general, I feel like it's like time to like kind of catch up a little bit. Yeah. And so it's like let's bring fashion and style and like athleticism into golf. And for me, like I would consider myself an athlete, and so it's like I love the way it feels, I love the way it looks, I love the way it fits, and when everything fits as good as Primo does for me, you just feel and play and that much better. So
hey, well,
even the 7-inch inseams.
Yeah, even the 7-inch inseam.
It's more aerodynamic.
It's funny because we don't claim that wearing these clothes makes you better. But it's funny that you mentioned that you won when you first wore them, because that happened to you. If you know Phil Knowles, he's a guy that we just signed who just made it to the PGA Tour. He started wearing the joggers towards the end of his Korn Ferry Tour season last year, and skyrocketed up, got his PGA Tour card.
It's amazing.
And we've seen it a couple times. We can't officially put that on the tag and guarantee it, but
The Primo effect.
yes.
Hasn't worked for me yet. We'll see.
We'll get there.
Yes. So you mentioned that you consider yourself an athlete.
Yes.
So give us a little background. What sports did you play? Where does the athleticism come from?
Yeah. I mean, I've been playing sports since I was as young as I could remember. Not golf, but when I was real young, I always wanted to play baseball. And I mean, I never played on a team, but I played a lot of baseball with friends and family and stuff like that. But when I got into high school, I actually played volleyball for a very long time.
Awesome.
That was my sport. I was actually a part of a team, and I absolutely loved it. I played for 5 or 6 years, and even though I'm not that tall, in high school I could jump really high. So
Nice.
I played left side. I was a hitter, and I mean it was my favorite sport until I found golf.
Nice.
And then I've played. Now I'm on this pickleball kick that I just can't stop playing pickleball. I'm addicted to it, and I told Grant on the way here, I was like, I think I'm going to try to go pro in pickleball. So
Hey, you
Oh, wow.
we should do
Wow, going pro, huh?
that's far fetched.
Yeah.
That's impressive, though.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I haven't not been playing for very long, but like I
It's
said,
so fun.
I just whenever I get zoned in on something, I take it very seriously.
Yeah.
And so,
Well, I'm sure that shows through in your work. It's funny, right, working in golf, because it's the same for us. Sometimes my wife doesn't actually think I'm working because it's golf, and sometimes it's easy for people to forget that it's still work for you. You still are. You have goals. You have things that you're trying to improve. So I'm sure that competitiveness that you feel pushes you to do better in your work.
yeah, and
So
I think
go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's I don't know where that was instilled in me. I don't know if I was born with it, but I think that just competitiveness to want to win and be the absolute best that I can be, whatever level that gets me to, if I feel like I've, gotten the best that I can get at whatever I'm doing, then that to me is success. And whatever the level that actually gets me to in the world, then, so be it. But if I feel in my heart that, I get there, then that's success to me, so.
But you also mentioned that golf wasn't a big part early on. So when did that kind of enter the picture?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I didn't start playing golf until pretty much the end of high school. So I played volleyball in high school, and then I actually injured myself really. It was pretty intense, and it took me 6 months to recover from that before I could play volleyball again. And when I was recovered, I basically was kind of at a point where I'd kind of lost I wasn't ready to move on from volleyball, but I just didn't have that passion anymore. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of about when I was like, you know what, I'm going to start playing. I had played golf a couple times, but I was like, I want to see what happens here. So at the time I was doing construction, and I would just go to the range every day after work for a couple hours. And then I ended up I had a golf coach I think I took a couple lessons, and then I played in this charity tournament with my cousin Garrett. And then a coach came up to me after that, and he basically was like, you want to play for my school? And so I didn't even know what that entailed, but we had a couple conversations, and then I ended up getting connected with the coach of Kansas City Community College. And then I went there, played a practice round with the team, and then just never went home. So it was really cool. It was the most unorthodox, unordinary way for me to kind of find my way into golf. And I always knew that I wanted to try to pursue it. And it was just incredible to see how everything unfolded. And then social media started shortly after that. And then, we're here. There's a lot in between there, but
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
When you guys, you've got this exciting thing with TaylorMade. I mean, obviously we're excited, but we'd love to hear a little bit about that TaylorMade, how that came to be, and also just what that means for you personally and opportunities that opens up.
Yeah, the TaylorMade thing has been really fun, and it's something that I, up until obviously Cobra was my first club partner equipment partnership, and they were just incredible. It was such a fun year working with them, and then as my business grew and as opportunities continued to come, and then TaylorMade was on the table, and for my business and where we're going, it was just the right partnership. And I've always loved TaylorMade. I played their driver early on for years. That it was M2. I mean, it was like 7 years ago, but it's just super exciting, and after we've had conversations with them and to develop a relationship there with their athletes, and to be able to have opportunity to do stuff with Roy McIlroy and Colin Morikawa and Scotty Scheffler in the future is super exciting. And 2v2s with me and Grant, and hopefully even some 1v1s. And one of my goals is to do a long drive challenge against Roy McIlroy, because he's like the
that is huge for the program.
Yeah, exactly. He's kind of known for like one of the fastest ball speeds on tour. So
what can you get up to?
I mean, I've hit, my fastest ever is like 208.
Are you serious? I didn't realize
but that was with like a long drive club. With a play driver, it's like 202, 204.
Wow.
But on the course, I probably swing in like the mid 180s to high 180s. But TaylorMade is awesome, and I couldn't be more excited for that partnership.
Yeah. Hey, that's super cool. I mean, we're excited. I mean, you're gonna be around these awesome players, sporting Primo.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we're just so excited to have this partnership where we feel like you guys legitimately love our stuff. Like that's so big for us.
Yeah.
It's not like we just were like, hey, come do this and we'll do, like it was very much a partnership in every sense of the word. So
It was, I'll just interject, but when you guys were wearing our joggers, and then there's a period of time where we thought, oh no, you might be wearing some other joggers. It was, it felt like you're kind of getting cheated on a little bit.
Yeah.
And then your agent called and said, hey, Micah, wants to work with you guys, and like instantly changed. I'm like, oh, team Micah all the way, and snap of a finger. I'm like, okay, we're all in, no hesitation. So that's been pretty fun to.
Well, I'm excited, and I'm extremely thankful for the opportunity to work with you guys, and even just like the blade collars, like that's something that I call them scissor collars, but blade works too. It's just something that nobody else is really doing in this space, and I think you're probably going to see a lot more of it pretty soon, because it is really neat, and it's like very forward thinking and progressive, and I love it. So
well, it's fun for us because like we're an apparel company. We have to make smart business decisions. Yeah. Like, of course, it's really fun to do some of the things that we do, but like there has to be a reason for why we do certain things. Yeah. And signing you, like a perfect example is even before we announced this partnership, you guys have started wearing some of our stuff. I don't know if I've even mentioned this to you yet, but when you wear like a certain polo color, we see an increase in sales in that color.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's cool. It's cool to like be a part of that, and to know that I can have that type of positive influence on a company and grow together. It's incredible.
Well, and as you know, like we've been starting to work on the collaboration. So we've got our designer Paige here today, and she's got some exciting stuff to show you.
I'm excited for this.
So yeah, I mean it's going to be fun, because we want you to have your flair, your touch, so that people can wear what Micah Morris is wearing.
Yeah, and to be able to like be a part of creating something that feels very like that I was a part of is really exciting, and I'm excited for every one of my fans to be able to see that, and hopefully be able to connect with me in another way.
All right, so we've got a big match coming up.
Really big.
Primos versus.
Biggest match ever.
Just tell you're really nervous, huh?
Yeah, I'm pretty nervous. I mean, the fact that there's this many joggers on the line. I mean,
that's true. So how are we going to do that?
I don't know. We'll talk
I
about.
know we'll intro it on your video, but there's going to be some joggers up for grabs for the viewers.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel pretty confident. I think that anytime competition is on the line, if I can get
it brings out the best.
If I can get my thoughts where they need to be, I feel very confident in my ability to be able to take you guys down. So.
I'm ready for
Wipe the floor with Primo.
Yeah.
You're going to use some Primo joggers to clean up
our tears. Yeah.
I'm excited though. It's going to be fun. That'll be a really good time.
Yes.